Hey guys, today I got a coaching session for you. And it's a session that I did with Tinfoil Slayer. He's an incredible Syndra player. And I really wanted to share this with you guys because I thought there were a lot of insanely valuable lane ability usage, but also Syndra specific concept in this video. Even if you're not a Syndra player, there's going to be a lot of value to this video. So I really recommend you guys checking it out. It's a very high level review. So we go very detailed on specific aspects of the game. And there's probably stuff that you guys haven't thought about in the past that will come to light. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Let's jump straight into the review. Okay,
Yeah, I didn't know which one, so
beautiful. So one thing that I love that you do is that you out attack the Yone, which actually drags up all the minions right here. And you can see that this is much harder for Yone to reach here. He has to walk much deeper in the lane, so that's really good. Pretty
yep.
decent Q.
It
Start with,
shows it way too fast for me though.
yep, we cannot stop it if he decides to do that. Okay. Not bad. We got 5 creeps. Starting level 2, we can actually put a little bit more pressure on him. So I like the fact that you start hitting the creeps. Really nice. Once again, we drag the wave up. I am not the biggest fan of the Q. Because what we can do is we can wait with using our ability. And then whenever we reach level 2, we get 2 abilities at the go. If that makes sense.
Mm, yeah, I felt like the Q was fine, cause I only need it when he's gonna contest the minions. So like I don't need my Q. Like if I had Q now, he wouldn't walk up.
Exactly. That's the thing. The goal is to try to prevent him from hitting the wave.
Mm-hmm.
So think about this entire situation again with you reaching level 2 in this wave state, having both abilities up. Yone is not really allowed to touch this wave, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So given that we're level 2, we can move over towards the downside of the lane right here, since there's a little bit more room there. Or we can even stand in the casters, which is also really good because that means that we're close to all of these creeps. We kind of zone Yone off the wave, and that means that we can get a very, very slow push. An incredibly slow push is what we can get.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I should have it right now. Because now he can get two. Like even though like this situation right now is fine, I think it could have been like fine earlier.
Yep. I think we missed a slight opportunity. Very small
Yeah,
one.
I need the advantage earlier.
Let's take a look here. Okay. So one tip versus Yone is the most important thing to do is to dodge out his W's. You really want to actively put mental stack on tethering his W's. Okay.
Yeah.
How do we get to this wave state?
I think my E hits everything.
Okay. Let's hope he fucks it up by AoEing. He kinda did. That's so good for us.
This guy was really in my
Nice.
head. Every time I play against him, he's just like 2 times better than me.
Okay.
Like I'm composed in the game, but I'm having like that extra half a second when I use my Q. I'm just like doubting just a little bit. Like I Q as if I feel like I'm not gonna hit it, which really messed me up this game.
Right. So you're actually in your head in this
Yeah,
one.
like from the level one, I think especially during the level one, my Qs.
Yeah.
Not too big of a deal, but it was a bit annoying.
This is really nice. Really solid QE. Waves pushing into you. You got no creeps dying. So you're in a very, very happy position here. A little bit rushed on the W.
Yeah, should wait for the melee.
Yep. And to be honest, we should not contest him on this creep.
Is it too far up
It's
or?
too far up. That's right.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you want to try to contest him on one of these. So keep your cooldown for one of these creeps, because that one's just really hard to contest. He's got, if you look at his position as Yone, right? As Yone, he can use this entire radius to like get a Q off. A little bit smaller here.
Yeah, I was about to say he has so much room for this minion. I'm not sure why though. Compared to the casters, he has less room. It just
Yeah,
feels like it.
he has much more room because the reality of the situation is, as Syndra, as a mage, as a range character, you don't want to be walking past your own waves line. So the reason that he's got so much room for this creep right here is because we are almost forced to walk past this line. Whilst if we would be contesting him on any of these creeps, we can stand in this line, which is much safer for us.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes it hard to hit too. No.
Yep. So I think we therefore miss a small opportunity right here in which that we could have contested him on one of these creeps, and he gets the creeps for free. Nice QE, well done. Wavestate's in a nice position. Good dodge on his W. Very nice stuff. We keep ourselves high health. His W does a lot of damage. This is fantastic. Really good zoning with the W. We got the QE up. Definitely worth Eing here. You're in a safe position next to your tower. He cannot do much.
I was thinking about it. I was worried that he was just gonna shove if I used E. He kind of does it, even though. I
That's
mean,
right.
like. I
Nice.
feel like it's better to hold the E.
You mean
Cause
here?
if, yeah. Because if I E here, doesn't he just clear the wave in my face and recall?
In the reality, I think because you don't have Q, he can just do it anyway. But there's arguments, right? It's not black and white. I personally, I think I would have E'd, but if you feel like you want to keep the E, that's also completely fine in this case. I like how you use your E plus Q a lot. It's a really good combo here. Okay. Nice reset to match. Pretty decent buy. Ooh. Nice. We got out this all of his kit. Very good W as well. Very nice positioning. A little bit rushed on the Q again.
I keep thinking it's a really bad habit of I'm slow pushing, so he has no reason to get hit by ability, so I should just throw it out. But then I'm just wrong in that he can actually walk up and hit the wave, even though I'm slow pushing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a really bad habit.
So I've got a pretty cool analogy of looking at it, right? The way that you should view this is if you use a Q like this, what you see is that a gun that is loaded but hasn't pulled the trigger is more threatening than a gun without bullets. Right? That's what we're seeing here. You just used up your last bullet. And he knows that. But if you keep that last bullet in there, he's always wondering, he's always thinking, when can I walk up? When should I be carried? He's always thinking about when do I need to dodge that bullet because that bullet can hit me and hurt me. But since you used it and you're now reloading, it's really easy for him to walk up.
Would it be fine if I had everything up? Would it be fine to throw W?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense then.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I'm probably just too used to players like not walking up in that situation. He just assumed I have stuff. But I
Uh-huh.
guess he was really aware of my cooldowns,
Yeah. And what we're
especially
seeing,
since Q was like half my kit out of the three in this at level 5.
that's true. Your Q is very important because you always want to set up any one of the other abilities and combine it with your Q. That's how your abilities work. You always rotate any one of these with your Q to get your passive stack. Okay? So this kind of makes the slow push. Look what happens to the slow push, right? We had a beautiful slow push, but because we rushed our abilities, he gets the opportunity to collect a lot of farm. We then rush our abilities again. And the main reason why that's the case is because none of these creeps are dying. So we're kind of skill checking him here. It's really easy for him to dodge. The main reason why none of these creeps are dying is because all caster auto is changed. So when this caster's auto taking this creep, this one's auto taking this creep, this one's auto taking this creep, you're gonna have creeps that die very slowly, and he's got a very long time in which that he can decide to last hit them. While if you have three casters out attacking one minion, what's gonna happen is that he's got a very short amount of time in which that he can last hit this one. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
the timer that you want to be harassing him on. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
it's too hard to know when he will hit it, for sure.
Exactly. And I think he does a fantastic job in which that he baits it out first. His laning is actually really good, this Yone. I think he can sometimes improve his wave management a little bit, but his laning is actually it's good. It's good laning. Good movement.
I think this guy's like top 5 or something.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Top 5 mid or just top 5 NA?
I don't know. I just remember he was double my OP, so
Oh.
I knew he was pretty high. I don't know. I don't know what rank it is, but he was like double my OP or something. But for sure high.
Let's take a look here. Yeah. He's an absolute beast. Rank 3 NA, huh? Wow. So in these type of situations, once again, I want you to look at caster auto. Look at which minions are being targeted right here.
Yeah, that one.
He's doing such a good job. He recognizes it really well, which casters are hitting these creeps, and he's timing his hits very well. So the reality of the situation is what you want to understand in these type of situations, it's better to wait for the animation or hold your ability than throw it out, because once again, whenever it's down, he can do whatever he wants. So it's better to sometimes not harass him on a creep and then harass him onto the next one. Because what's going to happen if one of these creeps die, right? What's going to happen is that the other one is then going to get targeted by casters. So in this case, he actually makes a fantastic move in which that he AoEs both of them, which is really, really smart because then he reduces his timer once again of being able to get hit. So this guy's laning incredibly. Fantastic laner.
Yeah, he queued super late. It caught me off guard. I had trouble waiting for them to queue then queue. Because sometimes they just walk out of my queue. I don't know if my placements are bad or what. But it
The
really feels like
timing.
I should. Yeah, is it a timing thing? Okay.
Yeah, because look at the minion here. Look at the minion. Look at the minion. He could queue it. He could queue it. But if he queues it right now, all of these minions are going to target this creep here, which means that his window for this creep is going to go significantly down. Right? So what he actually does here is he waits, because he only now needs the last hit. So if you wait this extra bit of time, there's this one window right now where he needs to hit it or he's going to miss it. So this is the window where if you throw out your abilities, he will either have to drop the creep or he's going to get hit. if that
Yeah,
makes
my
sense.
yeah, my problem is if he queues where like if he queues earlier, like right here or something,
Yeah.
there's so many instances where I just miss my queue. Like I'm too slow to queue when they last hit early.
Okay. So what you have to understand is if he queues this, that's fine. Because you don't have to contest him on every creep, because that's not realistic. You can just then, instead of using up your window right now, you can use it onto the next minion. Because if he queues this minion right now, what's he gonna do on this creep?
Yeah, yeah. It's it's super easy for the second one.
Exactly. Because he has no Q. So either he needs to W, in which that he's going to blow his cooldown, which makes him much more vulnerable for the casters, right? Or he needs to auto attack, and because all of these creeps are going to be targeting this minion, it's really easy to harass him on that one because of the timing of him being able to last hit it. So it's so incredibly short. I think your skirmishing here was actually.
I felt it was like a flip for me. I can't believe it worked.
I think it was incredible.
I mean, if I don't do it, like what am I gonna do, right?
I think there's also a world in which that we QE the Yone, but then we have to hope that our Kha'Zix wins the 1v1 versus the Diana, which
Yeah, it was looking really rough for a second.
it is.
It looked really rough here.
Wow. Maybe your Q actually was the saving grace. I think you did a great job.
I mean, I didn't plan it like that.
That's good. It shows your intuition. Okay. Let's take a look here. So this one is incredibly easy, of course, to recognize that he's gonna go for it. So
I
where
just
I
want
want you to position yourself is I want you to position yourself not inside the line of the wave, but I want you to position yourself a little bit more outside of the line of the wave.
so I can get closer, right?
So you can get a little bit closer. That's absolutely right. And what you can then do as well is then you can actually pick up one of the casters. Maybe it's better to pick up. No, let's take a look here. What do we need to pick up? Okay, so look at your minions aggro. All right, your minions are aggroing the cannon here, so they're not aggroing this one. And because they're not aggroing this one, you can actually pick this one up with your W. Because if you pick this one up with your W, minion aggro right here does not change. They will not walk forward, they'll actually stay back. So that means that you can pick up this one with your W and you can actually go for W into Q.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Okay, we need to find a reset soon. I think we're definitely getting a little bit away with murder with the fact that he's constantly pushing us in. I think he could have, if he like would have bounced this wave out, probably be in a really screwed position.
Yeah, I think because I can't get this wave in and slow building for the next one is scary.
Seems like he put prio because his jungle's doing dragon.
Um,
I like how you sit in folk here, really smart. Very good. Okay, nice E. We got mana flow banned, so I would actually Q plus R him here. Whenever shields dies, Q plus R.
yeah, I can see it.
It
I
also
definitely
grants us,
shouldn't.
yeah,
Yeah, I definitely shouldn't queue here. I think my mana is very low now.
exactly. We need to use an ability of a rotation plus of 2 so we get our mana back. I think Q plus R also puts him a little bit under threat. It's completely fine into a Yone to just use your ult as a form to get lane control.
Yeah, I do that. I've did that a lot versus the Lucian matchups
Yeah.
because they have less sustain. Oh, she's getting a buff on it next patch too. I'll definitely do it more.
That's absolutely right. Wow, I didn't even think about that. Because Syndra's getting a buff, R'ing for lane control is actually going to be even stronger. Wait, so you opt in for Sorks. Why do you opt in for Sorks here?
Can we go to win that back? Uh, I really think it was because he was in my head, or like this guy. I felt like this guy's really good, and it made me really uncomfortable being
Yeah,
slower than him. If
yeah.
that makes sense. I was really uncomfortable. Usually, if I'm like really stable, I can get away with lost chapter and feel much better, or like feel fine. But I felt really. It's a bit of a scared mindset with the movement speed
Okay.
to like
So
run if he cues in.
so one thing I want to like put up to you, right, is at the moment, Boots Rush is pretty shit. It's pretty shit. It's just much worse than getting your first item spike. Mainly because they reduce 3 magic pen, right? But also in general, because this is the spike that will actually make you stronger. You only buy sorcery shoes if you're actually looking to contest or win lane or use the movement speed to make roam plays happen.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're in a position like this in which that you're slightly behind, you're struggling in the farm, going for boots is gonna really delay your power spike. Okay, we do have our Q upgrade right now, which is really good. Okay, nice combo.
I mean, like stuff like this. I don't know how it misses. Maybe I just do misplace my Q. Yeah.
Well, maybe, but I think once again we're getting into a position where it's probably best to not even contest him on this creep. This one. And the main reason why that's the case is because, yes, there's a lot of casters and minions hitting this one. But what actually happens in this situation is that we only have one ability up at the moment. We only have Q. So you could theoretically throw for the Q right here, but look what happens afterwards. When we get our W up, we don't have a Q to follow up. So if we don't want to contest them on that one, in this case, we land it, which is really good, and that allows us the Q as well. So you made it work, but it was a little bit shaky. Okay. Nice WQ. How to take W. Okay. Yeah, this is what Yone is going to do in the tower. He always goes for Q, W, and backs off. So we got R now. We might even be able to kill him real soon. Look at that. He's losing casters.
I have to be. I mean, I'm such a good spot here. I think something went wrong, or maybe
Guys,
not.
so what should
I'm
we
not like.
do at this point?
Uh, I should really walk up aggressive, but also like hold the wave here. It's probably gonna slow push back into him. But I'm not sure. I was just thinking, like, hold the wave here and slow push, and like
Which is good.
look for anything, like any damage that I can,
That's
because he
good.
can't walk up at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think compared to last time in this situation, he actually can't walk up, like
Exactly.
ever.
You get your R coming up.
Yeah, FMR.
So what we need to be constantly doing is we need to make sure that we have at least one ball out on the field all the time. In this case, we got a ball out on the field. So we don't want him to like start queuing minions. We want to prevent him from queuing minions. What also happened right here, I think he used his E. This is a massive, massive E. And if right here, he doesn't have his E just yet. So for you, you can literally be up in his face right now with your ult coming up. He's got no E. He should not be able to proc his free. He should not be able to hit these minions.
Yeah.
And especially if we have one ball available in the back, what we can do is we can just QR with the next ball that we get, QR into free E, and then finish him off with the final Q. So as long as we have one ball on the ground, we have enough damage to kill him.
Yeah, it goes for E. This was crazy. I don't. Like, I was trying to play out what you said in your head. What you said.
Nice.
Oh, well, he just does this. But otherwise, like, yeah, I would walk up super aggressively, like even proxy to an extent.
Okay, very nice. We solo kill him. This is amazing because when we start solo killing people on this champion, then we're gonna be very happy. And now we're kind of getting into the position where we can. He's ruining his wave management. Actually, what is this guy doing? Yeah, you're doing a fantastic job punishing his wave management. Okay, we missed Diana. Wow, that was good. All right, I want to take a look at one more early lane. Any questions so far?
Uh, Not really. I thought my E's were really fine that game.
Yeah, I think your ability usage was
Yeah.
much better.
I'm starting to think it's just maybe it's just a Lucian thing. I'm not sure. I seem to like do fine with my E's on other matchups.
Okay, let's break down Corki. So what ranks this Corki?
Oh, this was like GM, maybe even Masters.
Okay, so let's take a look here. Is there a reason why you take Phase Rush, by the way?
I've always taken it last season. I only stopped in Split 1 because in my head, like, oh, you do so much damage now, you should take First Strike. That's not really true. But Phase Rush is just like the best scaling rune in my opinion.
It's good,
Yeah, that's good.
actually.
I'm pretty sure it's the best scaling rune compared to even First Strike.
Yeah, First Strike is not that good anymore.
Because even if it gives you one extra range for Q, it's worth it already. If you can like tether like for extra 2 seconds to get another Q off, it makes it uh like worth by like double or triple.
Can you send me your OBG 10?
Uh, I've only just started taking it again.
That's okay. I'm just
But
curious.
it's really nice. I picked it up from this other one trick that I
NNA?
watched. Yeah.
Okay. So you go. Oh no, you change it up. So you take attack speed as well. Interesting.
Yeah,
Have you
so I can like auto and dodge the abilities.
have you tried haste?
Yeah. I found it really hard to auto and dodge. Like even just baiting skill shots when I last hit.
Hmm.
It makes it just too slow. And if I get hit by one ability because of it, I yeah, I just don't like it because of
Okay.
that.
All right.
This rune page is the best for me.
With
With
the
the
cut down
haste.
and the haste.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay. So let's take a look here. So in this particular situation, one thing that we're gonna try to do for this Corki is we need him to push the wave into us. So there's multiple ways to get that done. I think him out attacking us is probably the worst thing that can happen because look what happens to the minions. Watch closely. Because he out attacks you, the minions actually draw up further in the lane.
Oh yeah. I really thought it was fine, but no. Yeah, I didn't see this.
So it is slow pushing into you, but it's now so far in the lane that if he ever gets level 2 advantage onto you, he can just slow build so deeply and he can actually W on top of your face, makes it really hard for you to play. So what I actually recommend that you do is I actually recommend that you stand inside the wave. And I think this first Q is like fine, right? Because like he missed Tethers, we proc off his bone plating. But the most important thing that I would try to do is I would try to bait out his ability. So actively tether his Q and its E range, which is his E range is right here. And if we can actively tether and bait that out, we've won lane.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So it does actually push really fast. He's out attacking a lot. I think he made a pretty big mistake. Nice Q. Really well done. Oh, wow. We're going to be getting every creep. And in this case, it doesn't make sense for you out attacking him because of the fact that look at how the wave is positioned. It's fine for you to throw a Q, but make sure that you tether out his out attack range all the time. Nice Q. Very nice CSing, dude. Beautiful. Get every creep. We're very happy. Very sexy CSing. Really well done.
I think it was a bad Q. I really do think.
Why is that? Elaborate.
Because if I wait the half second, then I know that for sure when he's gonna hit the minion.
Exactly. Pretty good. So we get a little bit too close to him. We get slightly too close. So now try to think, okay, because I know why you do this, right? I know why you walk up at him because you got the level 3 advantage. So it makes a lot of sense that you try to move up. Corki's a very unique champion. Corki's a champion that he can actually clear minions and hit you at the same time because of how his E works. So if he activates his E, and if you look at the minions that are about to give him level 3, which is this one right here, which is currently getting targeted by the cannon and by one caster, what's going to happen? He just has to activate his E, walk at you, and he's going to get the level 3 and he's going to be able to contest you, just like he's doing.
I shouldn't even be in auto range to be like in the first place, regardless.
Exactly. Okay, dangerous slow build. If we can make it work, it's good. I recommend we throw this cannon up in the top side bush and actually place a ward for safety so we can lean a little bit towards the side of our jungle.
Yeah.
But I like the slow push. It pressures him out. So I think you do an absolutely stellar job here in the sense that you don't give him the out attack initially. And you bait out his E before turning, which is great. Yeah, beautiful. And because you guys like you took a few very, very good trades, this trade is very favorable for you because HP is much more valuable for him. So you did a fantastic job. Okay. I like that you stay as well. I really like that. You can also reset, but I think we can really milk the value of our TP. I would not roam though. Why'd you roam?
Oh, I felt my jungler. It's really bad. My jungler was so tilted. I could feel it.
What?
Someone was tilted. Someone was pinging, and I was never the first move. Like to like pretend I'm roaming, but just sit in the bush. Um,
Interesting.
but the second time, I'm actually surprised I moved that far up.
Yeah, because if we look at this lane position, this is our time, which in which that he needs to crash the wave, in which we can actually get damage off on him. So when the wave crashes and we collect the wave in a third, we actually chunk him to about 80% HP. We have a massively advantageous lane state because we collect more creeps and we have a health advantage coming back with TP. So we can basically end the lane right here. We can end the lane
Yeah.
here.
Would it ever be fine to like queue the melees and sit in the bush for like a few seconds?
No, because he's not gonna follow you. If that makes sense.
Okay, I'm just thinking like I'm somehow being like really useful for my jungler topside by sitting in the bush. I guess not. Like that's just my way of thinking. Like
It's
that's just how.
fascinating.
Yeah, I like, get into the mind of the Lilia, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so bad. Syndra's gone. But even though she's like still mid technically,
Yeah,
because then you get the best of both worlds kind of.
I understand where you're coming from. Well, in this particular situation, you have to understand that nothing will happen. Look
Yeah,
at what happens actually on top, right? Viego's getting the crab. He just got the crab, and they're trying to collapse up on top in a 2v2. The problem is, Pantheon just TP'd, is level 3, waves pushing into him. So if he moves already, he's gonna lose a lot of creeps. So the only thing the enemy team has to do is just make sure that they stall the move. They can bait out a fight as long as they don't die, and Pantheon is gonna lose a lot of creeps for it. So given the fact also which champions that you have, there's just a big chance that there's nothing gonna happen in this
okay,
position.
what if the Lilia was chasing like through the river though?
If your Viego is low, right, and he is bound to get killed, sure, feel free to bail him out, right? But in an ideal situation, we don't even want this play to happen now. We want to win our own lane. Viego can just reset, open a bot side, clear towards bot lane, and then clear towards top.
Yeah.
Always prioritize yourself, especially when you're playing a champ like Syndra. Okay, so small missed opportunity here. Nice little hard crash. Corki just lost his own lane. Muchos gracias. Good reset. No pot. Ooh, respect.
I didn't
Okay.
think I had enough, or when I backed, I wasn't looking.
Okay, so in a position like this, right? In a position like this, where you're playing versus a champion like Corki, a champion like Corki is incredibly vulnerable to poke. So in this particular situation, if we have the choice between um, Lost Chapter without refill, right? So Lost Chapter without refill, I would actually go for Alternator plus refill rather than a Lost Chapter without an extra potion. Because Alternator also really helps with Syndra because it procs our passive with one
Yeah.
ability. So it indirectly grants us some mana as well. I reckon Alternator is hidden OP on Syndra as a rush, actually.
Yeah, in some matchups, I think, especially comparing it to Sorks sometimes. If you really need the AP, but you also need the. I don't know how to explain it, but I do go it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do have the goal for Lost Chapter, it's almost always Lost Chapter. But if it's like 1100, then
Yeah,
yeah, there's a debate for it.
that's right. Okay. I think we can Q plus R. And then if she flashes, we can always, depending on if the R goes onto her or not, decide if we want to continue. But that's all right. Get the grubs. I don't know what Cork is doing, but he did lose his own lane, so we take that. This is also a really good matchup that you want to use your R for lane control in.
Yeah, for sure. His movement was so poor, I had to go for the year.
It's really good, by the way. This is a really good QE. Do you know why? Why is this QE so good?
Hmm, not sure. Is it because he's the wall or?
Yeah, he's really close to the wall. He's really close to the wall. So because he's really close to the wall, number one, and number two, look at your positioning. You're incredibly close to him. So if you're really close to him, it's much harder for him to actually dodge out on his on your QE because
Yeah,
the E is just
he gets
faster.
knocked back. Yeah.
So this was a great QE. I don't mind it at all. Yeah, you're absolutely destroying him. I reckon what you can do is you can actually just zone him off the cannon. Just walk him down here. And not only the gold, I mean, but also experience. I think you're allowed to walk past your minion wave given the current state of the lane. Because he will never ever be able to kill you before you get your next rotation of E up. He does not have 6 seconds to kill you. So I think you can be a bit more
Yeah.
disrespectful.
I can't believe he stayed here. Should I not even Q, just R?
You're right. So first of all, we have to like understand that he's got bone plating, right? So we want to proc his bone plating. I mean, I think what we do is if we actually just RE, yeah, if we just after he has used W, when do we pick up our own W? Okay. Yeah, I think after he uses his own W, I think if we REQ, we kill him because our Q deals a little bit more damage than the extra ball gives us. Another thing that we can do is wait till the next patch to play Syndra again, and then this also kills plus an auto attack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice. Nice, you did a great job this lane, dude. You did an absolutely great job.
Yeah, I do think my E's and lane maybe are just a Lucian thing.
It's fascinating. You've been banning Lucian since?
No, I think I should though.
What are you banning?
Aurora or LeBlanc.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah,
I'll have to look at my Qs, right? For sure.
I think there's a few small wave management um, tips that we can implement, and your positioning sometimes can be a little bit more aggressive. Um, Sometimes your timing of your abilities can be slightly delayed, but overall, this was great, dude. You're on the right track. You're doing fantastic.
Yeah, I think the difference from before and now is when I would see a low minion, I would just say, "Oh, the minion's getting low. I'll throw a Q." But I have to get more specific with it. I'm seeing with the even the quirky matchup,
Yeah.
I have to get like more specific with the timing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Look at which minions are targeting the minion that's dropping low. So you can create like a timer in which that he's gonna be dying, and this is then your harass timing. Some creeps will have this timer, some creeps have this timer, some creeps have this timer. The shorter the timer, the easier it is for you to throw your ability. So always look at how many creeps are actually targeting the minions. Mainly look at casters and cannons. Okay?
yeah, and there's always even though there's a good timing, this can be a better one. I don't see the better ones like right after though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
I'll look
don't
at those.
always have to use your first window. You can also always use it at the second.
Yep, yep, yep.
Any other questions, dude?
No, perfect. I'll get into it.
Really good stuff, man. Keep it up.